Hi, my name is Brittany Manning and welcome to my mobile portfolio. The images that you'll see today are all part of prototypes of storylines that I've created. They're all stock image prototypes. I work with a fantastic media team that does some of the media and imagery for these projects. So these are the raw version. This first one is part of a study skills project that I am creating for a campus-wide study skills improvement modules. This first part is obviously of Tom's room. Each of those pins are clickable and they'll zoom into that portion of the room. There's going to be an animation that will happen and then it will take back to the full room. Each of the pins need to be completed before the student moves on. The second part is another interactive. This entire set of modules are all very interactive because they're not going to be credit. This is a building of prophecies using the drag and drop. This third one is the menu of the first module. Each of those pieces are clickable and it takes them to the section that has some of the interactive things like that drag and drop activity that I just showed you. Some of the other things that they're doing is a lot of filling in text and using, watching some videos and then putting in, using that information in different ways. For example, one of these, this is at the very end of each of those pieces that we saw on the menu. They get to fill in some strategies they thought were interesting and adaptations to fit their style or their life. At the very end of the full module, each of these text boxes and the text that they filled in will come back. They can add some notes to it, and then using some JavaScript, they're able to print that screen so they can take it with them to their student advising. This is part of a series of virtual labs I created for a neurobiology course. This first one is about neurotransmitters and their creation. Those sliders move as well as the buttons, and then depending on where they land and what the student chooses is depending on which animation is shown, and then they do some more work with it later, and there's more sliders that are added later on. They keep getting added so that they have more choice. This is a dial. It's very similar. They could choose sort of the dial, and then depending on where they choose, it depends on what animation they see, and then continues on in the rest of the activity. Just a little bit more. Here's some things I've developed in D2L. Here's a project description as well as an overview. We have a style guide we work as departments, but I do get some choice in picking imagery and things like that. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for the opportunity to share my...
Created using Powtoon.